Здравствуйте! В эфире программа Colors of Asia. Сегодня мы поговорим...
Hello, you're watching Colors of Asia. Today we're going to talk about top choreography in which dance art rises to the level of the musical performance. In other words, we're going to talk about ballet. In our region, we have a special attitude to this elite kind of art. It's necessary to know that Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and the countries of Central Asia can really be proud of remarkable traditions and really great school of choreography. Since people create the ballet performances, we're going to talk about them. Our correspondent Aziza Sharipova from Dushanbe will tell you about our first hero.
Расскажет о первом нашем герое.
Muhammad Azimzoda. He is young, handsome, and quite famous ballet dancer of Tajikistan. He has been doing what he loves for 16 years so far, but he got involved in ballet absolutely by accident because of his strong wish to fly by plane.
Получилось так, что дядя мой
My uncle worked and still working in the theater. He offered me to travel to Russia. He heard that teachers from Russia have arrived to the theater and said, "Give it a try. If it works, you will travel there. If it doesn't, you won't." I asked him, "Are we going by train or by plane?" He said we're going by plane. And I was happy. However, I had no idea what was the ballet.
согласился, хотя даже не знал, что такое балет.
But Muhammad's parents were totally against this idea. Firstly, they didn't want to let their youngest son go so far away from home. Secondly, they knew perfectly well that their child would come face to face with difficulties and have to go through tough times. However, Muhammad's parents have changed their opinion at the last moment, and they let him go to the Perm State Choreography College for long 8 years.
Первые годы, конечно, было очень сложно, потому что я когда поступил туда и улетел туда, я не знал русского языка и не имел...
During first years, when I have entered the college, it was very hard for me because I didn't speak any Russian. I had no idea what the ballet was.
Когда я уже язык выучил, и постепенно...
After a couple of years, when I learned Russian, gradually I understood that it was my life. When I started to understand everything and began performing at the stage, even my teachers told that I had a God-given talent. This is about my step and foot. Jump is what the ballet needs. It's not high, but I have it.
Стопа, то, что для балета нужно. Прыжок, но не высокий, но есть.
Today, Muhammad, along with his colleagues, are preparing for the premiere of the ballet The Moor's Pavane, based on the tragedy Othello by Shakespeare. It has been 7 years since this performance was shown on the stage of the Dushanbe Theatre of Opera and Ballet the last time. It is necessary to tell that currently there are 16 ballet performances in the repertoire of the theater. In 10 of them, Muhammad has the leading part. He says he likes all the performances, but his most favorite are Giselle and Lily and Mejun.
Балет «Жизель» почему? Потому что после окончания Перми я много в жизни пережил, очень много...
Why Giselle? Because after my graduation from Perm, I've been through a lot. Many of my close people have passed away. It was a hard life challenge I had to go through. The second act takes place in the cemetery, and I find it difficult to dance, especially after the death of my father. It was less than a month ago since I have danced it. I couldn't hold back my tears during the second act. You realize that you're playing the role, but you have a different picture in front of your eyes.
Понимая, что это все...
Maybe because it was necessary to show the pain for the audience, and I can do it now since I have lost my loved ones.
Из-за этого вот страдания там нужно показать, а это очень хорошо у меня получается, вот опять же после потери своих близких.
It is safe to call Muhammad Azimzoda a hero and a strong person. He's among those people who managed to restore classical ballet in Tajikistan, despite all the obstacles and difficulties. Firstly, it was hard mentally rather physically. The first and the hardest thing which he had to face after coming home was the cultural attitude of his fellow citizens, unpleasant talks behind his back, and attitude toward men who chose the ballet as their profession.
В Таджикистане мужчины не должны танцевать, менталитет.
Many people in Tajikistan think that men should not be dancers due to the mentality, but I have heard too much of different things, so I prefer to ignore them and to stay calm.
То, что говорят, мимо все пропускаю, чтобы свои нервы не тратить лишний раз.
It's necessary to say that Muhammad is not just a leading dancer of the ballet. The administration of the theater has entrusted him with duty of the head of the ballet troupe. Besides everything, he has been working as a teacher for 9 years. It turned out that while he was a student, he was watching his teachers carefully and tried to memorize everything, so he could also become a teacher.
В театре при балете, набирая опыт от своих педагогов, от которых никогда нельзя отказываться от помощи.
At the Theater of Opera and Ballet, I learned from my teachers. Then at school, I'm happy to teach my students and show them everything I know. Everything I have learned at Perm School and everything my current teachers teach me. I give it to my students. And performing on the stage is a pleasure, especially when the audience is waiting for you. When the curtains are raised, the audience applauds. This is the main treasure for the artist.
На сцене выступать это удовольствие, конечно, когда тебя ждут на сцене, как занавес открывается, хлопают. Это для артиста самое дорогое.
Ballet is not only about harmony of arms, feet, and body. The soul of the master matters a lot in this art, where words are necessary. Kamila Guseynova is a prima ballerina in the past, a winner of many international competitions and honored artist of Azerbaijan. Knows it better than anyone. The profession of a ballet dancer is one of the most difficult ones. It demands an incredible working capacity, enormous efforts, big physical activity, and lots of restrictions. Despite all these things, there are people who are committed to the chosen profession and dedicate their whole life to the ballet. One of them is the honored artist of Azerbaijan, Kamila Guseynova. Over 10 years, she was a prima ballerina of Azerbaijan State Theater of Opera and Ballet. Kamila performed almost all leading roles of many ballet productions, such as Romeo and Juliet, Giselle, Scheherazade, Carmen, Seven Beauties, Tango of Love. Today, a famous ballerina is happy to reminisce on her first leading role, which made her famous and popular.
Первая роль была на большой сцене. Это была партия Джульетты в спектакле «Ромео и Джульетта» на музыку Чайковского.
Juliet's part from a performance Romeo and Juliet by Tchaikovsky, choreographed by Georgy Kovtun, was my first leading role on the stage. It was the beginning of my career. I was only 18 years old. The image of Juliet was so famous around the world, and there were so many completely different interpretations. That's why there was a big responsibility to play this part. I danced Juliet's part at the beginning of my career, and I danced it throughout my life at the theater.
Я танцевала Джульетту и вот в самом начале карьеры, и я ее танцевала на протяжении всей своей работы в театре.
Kamila says that ballet is her mission. Since her childhood, she loved dancing, and at the age of 9, she entered a choreography school of Baku. And it was in spite of the fact that her family had a mentality according to which girls weren't allowed to even have thoughts about ballet, not even performing on the stage. Nevertheless, child's dream and desire got the upper hand.
Было вначале, что папа где-то был, может быть, немножко против, но потом в дальнейшем, когда родители увидели, что действительно профессию я эту люблю.
From the beginning, my father was against my wish and my choice, but when my parents saw that I really love my profession, that I want to do this for life, they realized that it was my mission and they let me enter the choreography school. And we had a period of some complications in our society. But the things are changing for better, and the number of candidates to the school is rising. We have been working on this for many years and we are making progress.
Над этим работаем и идем вперед.
It is said about Kamila Guseynova that she's one of those ballerinas whose first appearance on the stage was bright and extraordinary phenomena at once. Beauty, grace, and fabulous artistic impression led her to receive recognition and love from the public. Ballet is a true mission of Guseynova. She can't imagine her life without ballet. However, it presents heavy physical activity and traumas.
У меня было очень много травм, я даже сейчас перечислять не буду. Это и колено, и спина, и стопы.
I had many traumas, I won't specify. It were knees, back, feet traumas. Usually during the conversation between ballet dancers, they discuss painful parts and injuries. Ballet dancer is a difficult job. It is said that you should be in love with the ballet to do it as a job. Because in our profession, it's necessary to have will and patience. The artist who is really in love with it is capable to make it. There are only those who love ballet. We get serious injuries, but in spite of that, we need to recover from them soon and go back to our work. Sometimes we dance while having an injury, and we absolutely have no time for the treatment. So we go on stage, and it is painful.
У нас просто не бывает времени их залечивать. Выходим на сцену и испытываем не очень приятные ощущения.
Some consider that ballet dancers should leave the stage in time, at the peak of the glory, being young and full of strength. Others, on the contrary, think that it's better to stay on the stage for as long as possible.
Это зависит от того, какие травмы получил артист на протяжении своей карьеры. Если эти травмы были очень серьезные.
It depends on what kind of injury the artist have been getting during his career. If the injuries are quite serious, of course, the artist realizes that due to age, there are no opportunities to dance leading parts, and it's better to choose a supporting role or to go into retirement. But there are those who are lucky to continue their career being middle-aged. But the retirement age is different for the lead dancers and the dancers of the ballet troupes. Those who are dancing in the ballet troupe have an opportunity to stay longer on the stage. The lead dancers get injuries more often, so they leave the stage earlier.
Ведущие солисты, они более подвержены травмам, поэтому они, как правило, сходят со сцены чуть раньше.
We've touched on this theme on purpose. In 2016, Kamila Gusinova had announced she was quitting the stage and she was going to become a head of the ballet troupe of her beloved Azerbaijan theater over in Bali. She successfully combines this job with teaching at the choreography school of Baku. She's proud of having an opportunity to popularize not only the great classical ballet, but also be part of a creation of the national performances. The repertoire of the theater includes the following performances: Maiden Tower, Tarlan, 1001 Nights, Seven Beauties, Layli and Mejun. For some time, the performance Goya on Gargarayeva's music has appeared, and according to the famous ballerina, nobody can perform this ballet production as the local artist can do, because Azerbaijani ballet is something special, something colorful, exciting, and unique.
Я думаю, что у Камилы Гусейновой есть все основания однажды приехать в Алмату.
I'm sure that Kamila Gusinova has all the reasons to visit Almaty one day and meet her colleague Guzhan Tutkubayeva, honored artist of Kazakhstan, who is called one of the leading ballet masters of the CIS. It's true. Ms. Tutkubayeva doesn't stop impressing the audience with her talent, creativity, wonderful ideas, skills, and managerial skills.
Своими идеями и, конечно же, умением руководить.
The head ballet master of the Abay Kazakh State Academic Theater of Opera and Ballet, Guzhan Tutkubayeva, rarely communicates with the representatives of mass media, and it's not a whim. Every day, besides managing classes of the artists of ballet, she also controls rehearsals, schedules, the repertoire, and stages shows. She also works with her students, the majority of whom are the superstars. Besides everything, she manages the Department of Choreography of one of the prestigious colleges of the country. But we got lucky. Guzhan managed to find some time in her tight schedule to meet with our team. First goal was to find out, why does she love her job?
Общаешься постоянно с молодежью, но вместе с тем, конечно, вот эта организационная составляющая.
First of all, I communicate with young people a lot. At the same time, organizational part of my job is not simple. Nevertheless, it is a creative and interesting work. And the main thing, that it is a creative work. Sometimes it's very tough. Nevertheless, when you're doing your job along with a team on a high level, you see the performance and the result of your work. Certainly you get the satisfaction, and a strong one. But there are some kind of performances which make you feel not good, because you realize that you could have avoided some mistakes, some gaps.
Прям очень неприятное состояние, потому что ты понимаешь, что можно было избежать тех или иных ошибок, тех или иных каких-то, недоделок, скажем.
Watching Guzhan during her working process, you realize that she is a master and a perfectionist down to her fingertips. No wonder she was a prima ballerina of the theater for over 20 years. She performed leading parts in the best ballet performance and remained one of the bright and unique ballerinas in the history of Kazakh ballet. Therefore, in the Museum of Theater, besides the costumes of great Galina Ulanova and Ramazan Babov, In others, you can see one of the costumes of Gulshan Tutkubayeva. She seeks to bring out the distinction in the artists of her team. Is she always happy with the results of her students?
Как бы такой требовательный педагог, скажем, там, балетмейстер, и сказать, чтобы я была всегда...
I'm a very strict teacher and ballet master, and it's hard to say that I'm always happy. There is always room for more colors, for more interesting and distinctive performance. Though I'm mostly satisfied with my artists and students. They have their unique style and graciousness. And of course, I'm trying to share as much as I can of what was put in me, what was given to me by my masters, by my teacher Inessa Manskaya, and to bring the best in my students, to make it better.
Вот мэтр, тот же мой педагог Инесса Манская, и вытаскивать из артистов образ, который мог быть, то есть лепить, и еще больше и больше.
Kazakh ballet has expanded its horizon recently. If earlier everything was concentrated only in Almaty, then now there is a classical ballet in Astana. And it is a great pride because not each country can afford this kind of luxury.
На каком уровне находится сейчас?
What is the level of our choreography today? I want to say that it's on quite high level. I think that in due time our theater has raised the bar. I would go so far as to say it's true because the invitation of the world masters has started at our theater. Actually, it was Yuri Grigorovich. His visit was significant in Kazakhstan and beyond. We have invited Boris Eifman with his modern performances. Everybody knows him.
Grigorovich пригласили Бориса Эйфмана с его спектаклями.
There is a difficult choreography which not every troupe can handle. We also invited Komleva Gabrielle Trofimovna. She is a star of Mariinsky Theater. She came here and staged some of the performances, such as Sleeping Beauty, La Bayadere, and so on. With the opening of the new theaters in Astana, they moved further, began developing and inviting new modern choreographers. It is wonderful. They went further and applied modern choreography and started seeking new directions. It is always exciting to go further, to not stand still, to seek for new forms, new flexibility, and new emotions in choreography.
Всегда интересно идти дальше и не стоять на месте, искать новые формы, новую пластику, искать новые какие-то эмоции в хореографии.
Thanks to Gulshan Tutkubayeva's efforts, many favorite performances of the theater are being updated and undergoing new interpretations. For example, this has happened to the famous ballet, The Fountain of Bakhchisarai, which, by the way, is not performed at every theater in the world. Recently, a famous St. Petersburg version of Don Quixote was changed into Moscow's version. It became a significant cultural event for the country.
Я посчитала, что у московской версии есть своя как бы изюминка. В каком плане? Там больше динамики в этом.
I consider that the Moscow version has its flavor. It's more dynamic, it's more exciting. Herewith, even our version is not performed in the Bolshoi Theater. We based it according to this version, but I think we brought more dynamic into this performance. First of all, we have tailored it to our troupe, to the opportunities of our people. Musically, we tried to make it without any pauses, not to distract the audience and not to let them leave, to stay during the whole performance. It's very important, and also we added new dancing part. The musical stuff is more interesting and diverse in itself.
Это очень важно. И там мы внесли новые танцы, которые есть. Во-первых, там музыкальный материал более интересен, более разнообразен.
Gulshan Tutkubayeva pays much attention to the ballet performances written on music of Kazakh composers, such as Aksak Kulan, Freski, Kozakorpesh Bayan Sulu, My Brother Mowgli, and others, for quite some time now. The Legends of the Great Steppe, dedicated to the 550th anniversary of formation of Kazakh Khanate, this is what we should be proud of.
Еще хотим делать новые спектакли такого с национальным колоритом.
And also we want to create new performances with national colors. We're planning this. We want to make it. We're ready to work day and night and to give everything we can, everything we have saved for all these years, what was given to us by the greatest masters who worked on the stage.
Что мы накопили за все это время, то, что нам передавалось действительно великими мастерами, которые работали на этой сцене.
Ну вот и все на сегодня.
That's all for today. Our today's heroes are the representatives of ballet, the greatest art. Ballet is honor, beauty, physical and mental perfection. This is for sure. You have watched Colors of Asia. See you next time.
До следующей встречи в эфире.